It's including party audio. No, it's not playing your voice at all. It's not working at all. Fuck. Yeah, you might as well. Go in there, Aston. Yeah, we'll work it out for next time. I might have to go onto my laptop and then. Ah, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, it's because because then you can just load it up and then like screen grab the game on your computer and then set it all up. Yeah, we'll do that. Right. So it's just me. Tem's gonna go run down to the garage from the commentary box and go and get in a car. What's happened? Must be coming towards the end of quali now. Did Tem tick his box? Did you tick your box to include your audio? Check it in the party settings. So under your name it should say, like, in your party options in audio settings or something, it will say like include in stream or whatever. Right, Warman looks like he's on an outlap. Maybe not. No. So you click on the party, you click on your name, and then under that it should say like an option to include, like to allow to stream the audio. The party. Should be, because you're in the party. I reckon it's you. You've muted yourself from being on the stream. I think it automatically has you like muted so that you're not streaming your audio, but then you have to sort of unmute it. So there's Pete on an outlap. How's Warman? Warman's going in. Why don't you send me a party invite? So leave the party and then send me a party invite. Try that. So come out of the party and then send me an invite to a party. Right, whilst Tem sends me an invite to his party, Right, so we've got Smoke and Cheese sitting in provisional pole, full 9/10 ahead of Sketchy Crib. Right, is Tem here? Is Tem here? Now I can't hear him. Tem? I don't know. Oh, Cheese has killed his car. I think that was around the same place that Ben did his. So his car is currently doing a little jig towards the end of Sector 1. Sketch Crib on an out lap. He's the only one out on a. Pete is coming towards the end of a lap. Pete goes into P4, putting himself on the second row. Daft Timms, who is new to the league this week, currently on an in lap, I believe. And Pete again, Sketchy on an out lap. Warman currently sitting P2 is done, maybe. We'll see if he comes out shortly. Who else on an out lap? Gold Samurai in the Alpine, along with Newton Killer, both on out laps. Mr. Shiesty sitting in P7. As you see, Warman, I believe, they're coming out of the pit lane. Deathlink currently on an out lap, just going through Sector 1 at the moment, and Daft Times currently in the pits. So let's go round with Sketchy Crib as he sets off on his final lap. And now Tem wants an invite so that he can get their car. So, Sketchy Crib. Nicely through there. Nice clean Sector 1 for Sketchy Crib. Currently 3 temps up. This is looking at front row pace from Sketchy Crib at the moment. Ooh, gets a little bit of wall there. And the Mercedes driver put his car onto the front row. Nicely through the little chicane onto the straight. Not too much battery to play with. Here he comes up to the finish line. What sort of time? A 27.635 from Sketchy Crib. Right, Warman coming through the twists of Sector 1. Looks fairly clean, maybe a bit too much curb there. How does he fare? He's only a 10th up. He's going to have to do well to close those 3 temps to Sketchy Crib to stick his car on the front row. As Gold Samurai is currently 4 temps up. He'll go into a provisional 4th. Newton, 2 temps up. Probably, goes into P3 for Newton. Mr. Shiesty has gone wide, and that's the end of his lap. Darth Tim's so here comes Warman. What sort of time can he put on the board here? P3 for Warman. So that is it. We have a front row of Sketchy Crib and Smoking Cheese. Smoking Cheese absolutely blowing everyone away in this qualifying session. Ben Arnold unable to set a time and be starting in P8. There we have it, a 1:27.092 for Smoking Cheese. Sketchy Crib P2, Warman P3, Deathlink P4, and Newton Gold Samurai, Pete Taplin, Mr. Shiesty, Arsenal Boys, and Daft Tims make our top 10, and only 10 drivers setting times. Ben Arnold crashing out at the beginning of that session, Tem joining at the end of the session, and Dan and Alex UK both serving their qualifying bans after retiring on track last week. Alex in the chat, in the driver's chat pre-race, has said that he is deleting the game if he gets wing damage. It'll be interesting to see how we go with this. Whether some may go with the 2 stops, some may go with the 1 stop, some may be forced to go into multiple stops due to wing damage. It is a tight, twisty track. I really enjoy it. It's a bit like a roller coaster, and once you get into the groove, it is quite enjoyable to drive. But once you add other drivers onto it, it probably isn't so enjoyable. So let's just get a bit of admin done. Right, here we are on the grid. Let's have a look what sort of tyres we're going. The majority of the grid on the mediums. Mr. Shiesty in the Haas electing to go on to the hards to start with Ben Arnold. Probably forced really to go on to the hards to try and make that work. Dan UK also on the hards. Only 3 out of our starting 14 drivers electing for the hard tyres. Mr. Shiesty, I think, crashing out there on the formation lap. He's been DSQ'd and we'll go straight back to the grid. So it's hard to see anything but a smoking cheese victory here, because he was a good 5 or 6 tenths ahead of Sketchy Crib in quali. Smoking Cheese trying to get his season up and running here. He did get the P1 in Monaco in round 1, but unable to build on that really. P5 in Spa 2 weeks ago, and then last week a P11 in the sprint race, and DSQ'd for overtaking the safety car in the feature in Brazil. Sketchy Crib, who made his return to DRL last week with a P2 finish in the feature in Brazil. And then in P3 in the Aston Martin, our current championship leader, Warman, clear 23 points with a P4 in Monaco, but then following it up with 3 podiums, a P1 in Belgium, and then a 2 and 3 in the sprint and feature races in Brazil. And then there's Newton Killer in the Alpine, currently P2 in the championship, with a P5 in Monaco, P4 in Belgium, a P3 in the Brazilian sprint, and a P8 last week in the feature. So this is an awful camera angle, and that's slightly better as they form up on the grid. There's one of the Alpines there with a very aggressive angle. As the lights go out and away we go in Jeddah for round 4 of DRL Div 1, and Smoking Cheese gets in safely into turn 1 as Sketchy and Warman lock wheels, and we could see some trouble here. Now Sketchy gets through into that twisty section. Warman needs to not be battling him though, because Cheese is going to get away straight away. He's opened up over a second lead to the followers, probably down to Warman really attacking at the start there. Elsewhere in the race, let's have a look. So it's no change in the top 5. Pete is up 1 place to P6, Samurai down 1 place to P7, Ben Arnold up 3 places into P8, Tem up 3 places into P9, Dan Tidal Thunder up 3 places into P10, Arsenal Boys down 2 places, an awful start for Mr. Shiesty, down 4 places, Alex UK up 1 place, and Daft Tim's in the rear, 4 places down. So we'll go back to our leading group as they round the final corner. Let's get some information up. So Smoking Cheese with a fastest lap of 1:31.6. I have to say, it probably already looks like it's going to be a race win for Smoking Cheese. Has got low fuel though, so you have to do some fuel management if there is to be no safety car. Looks like Mr. Shiesty got some damage. Pete picks up a 3-second penalty on lap 2. Daft Tim's also getting some damage on that opening lap, as Alex UK and Dan both exchange places in 10th and 11th. So currently Smoking Cheese leading the way, Sketchy Crib followed by Warman, Deathlink, Newton Killer, Pete Tatlin, Ben Arnold, Gold Samurai, Tem, Alex UK, Tidal Thunder and Arsenal Boys all in a train at the moment. Star Timms picks up a 3-second time penalty. Definitely comes round the outside of Warman and Sketchy Crib and picks up P2, but you're going to think that Sketchy Crib gets the DRS and manages to get past him. So does Warman. So as they work there, a nice move by Sketchy Crib, then getting round Deathlink, and that's Newton out. He's DNF, and no safety car. It looks like a VSC. VSC Newton Killer out at the start of lap 3. Well. BSC has stopped and Warman is all over the back of the Sketchy Crib here. Picks up the DRS. Is he going to make a move here, or that's the wise thing? And he's going to wait until the pit straight to make that move. Go up the inside into turn 1. Gets it done nice and clean. Deathlink right on the rear of Sketchy Crib, hitting that rear wing. Going to have a go at chasing down Smoking Cheese here. He is having to just keep an eye on the fuel. That VSC would have helped a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. But at the moment he's got 2 seconds to play with. As Warman makes a little mistake. Mr. Shicey there picking up 3 seconds. Alex UK and Tem have fallen off the back of this train. Down, just keeping just about. I'm not sure there. I think he might have lost the DRS to Arsenal Boys. And Gold Samurai also just falling out of the DRS. Hope that as they all bunch up into turn 1 and sector 1 that he'll be able to catch up. Ben Arnold up into P5. Getting a bit scrappy there. There's a bit of carbon fibre coming off someone's car. Some very good little battles all over the place here in this top 7. Well, should say from 2nd to 7th. As Warman still following Sketchy. happened with Deathling there. Deathling has dropped right back as Samurai manages to get through on him. I'm not sure at all what's happened to Deathling. Has he lost... Was that his wing? Oh, he's completely lost his front wing. So it must have been Deathling that got the damage earlier on in that lap. And he's going to be coming into the pits, really struggling around that final corner. So Deathling will be coming in, and I imagine he'll be putting on some hard tyres and seeing what he can do from there. As Arsenal boys and 10 both make their way into turn 1. And Arnold really making these hard tyres work. I think now the only thing that would be stopping Cheese winning this race would probably be a safety car. He needs it. He needs it for the fuel. But let's have a look at how his fuel is looking. I'll read that. Let's have a look a bit closer. So he's minus 7.5. I think. Minus 7.5, 0.7.5 for Cheese. So 7 laps in, almost a third of the way into this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Not really going to be able to chase Cheese down, but keeping Warman in check. Ben Arnold is going to have a go at Warman around the outside. No, he's not. He's definitely making Warman think. Shiesty picks up another 3 seconds. Alex UK a little bit unsettled there through the opening chicane. Keeping track of Samurai and his teammate Pete, who has a 3-second penalty. Oh, and Alex getting caught on that curb, and he's going to have to play catch up now to those 2 in front, as Dan picks up a 3-second penalty. And Mr. Shiesty has retired in the pit lane. The problem may be in there if his car decides to come back out again. Deathlink picks up 3 seconds. Don't know what happened there with his front wing. Warman is right on the back of Sketchy Crib here. Is he gonna have a go? Ben forcing him to have to use a bit of that battery that's saved up. Ben's gonna send it. Ooh. Very lucky that the two of them managed to come away from that unscathed. But Sketchy Crib has now got out of the DRS. Was that a planned move by his Mercedes teammate just to unsettle Warman a bit, as Arsenal Boys retires from the session on... I don't know if he retired or that was a DNF. Let's have a look. What happened there? Was that terminal damage for Arsenal Boys? That looks like it was retiring on track. I can't see anything in the incidents. Come back to that. As Pete picks up another 3 seconds. And it didn't bring out a safety car. I think he retired on track. We go racing again. So Ben has managed to get past Warman. I'm wondering if Warman will come back for that incident there, as we see a McLaren lost both end plates. Warman gets back past Sketchy, who is coming to the pits, gonna put the hards on, getting it done early. Tem now in P4. Alex UK also into the pits to stick some hards on. Ben has now got to make these hard tyres work, and he's got to get himself up the road. Warman struggling to stay with him as Pete picks up another 3 seconds. We'd expect Warman to box at the end of this lap. He had to keep DRS though to have any chance of staying ahead of Sketchy, as Sketchy comes into sector 3. Deathlink picks up another 3 seconds, and there's Warman diving into the pit lane. She's going to have a nice lead over him, it looks like. How's Cheese looking with his fuel? Managed to get it down to minus 0.52. So he's done a bit of fuel saving. Still needs to gain half a lap back from somewhere. As we see a safety car. We have a safety car. Who was that? That Deathlink? It was Deathlink. He's lost another whole of his front wing. So we have a safety car. Ben's gonna have to come in. I imagine we're going to see Cheese come in. Yeah. Ben is going to have to come in and hope that this safety car lasts a few laps. And Sketchy, I don't think he's going to... Sketchy's not going to make it down the pit lane in time. So Cheese will keep the lead of this race. Deathlink, our 4th DNF of this week. So Ben Arnold keeping P2. Sketchy, did Sketchy just let Ben keep 2nd? I suppose he's got the better chance of getting past Cheese on those medium tyres. A wise move from Sketchy Crew, I think, because he's done that deliberately. So we're probably going to get 3 laps under the safety car. Daft Tim's 285 in the McLaren, as you can see from the track map, is just coming up to the final corner. People going back onto the hards, going back onto the mediums even. Dan is on mediums, he started on the hards. Pete is on the... Pete has put the fresh set of mediums on. Samurai's gone with the mediums. Tim's still trying to catch up with the pack. I doubt he is going to be making it back to the pack before we restart. I'm thinking it'll be the end of this lap. We will be going again racing. Cheese has to be careful there. God. Last week he did get disqualified for overtaking the safety car. That time he almost went into the safety car. I don't know why he's racing the safety car. I mean, he's almost got, well, he should have a nailed on 25 points there, at least. And the safety car is staying out for another lap. Will we see anyone else dive into the pits? 10 is in. Put the mediums on. There's a McLaren behind. Darth Tim's putting a set of mediums on. Pete putting another set of mediums on. No, Pete has put some softs on. Don't know what. Maybe he's going for fastest lap. Will we see? So the pack is all back together. And we are going to get the safety car in on this lap. So you see Cheese begin to back them up. Not going to be able to go yet. That safety car isn't in the pit lane yet. It's just dived into the pit lane. And now Cheese goes. That sketchy crib is going to be right on him. Is he going to have a go into turn one? Makes contact with the rear of Smoking Cheese. And they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 4. And Sketchy Crib gets past him. Fuel is okay now. No, it's not Sketchy Crib that gets past it. Ben Arnold that gets past him. Alex UK picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Cheese manages to get back past Ben Arnold. On the end of Sector 1. So Sketchy down in P4 at the moment, Warman in P3. Must manage to get past the Mercedes driver. Ben Arnold keeping track of Smoking Cheese. He's going to be on the quicker tyres. Just, can he get past and just make it difficult for Cheese? Or as they touch wheels. And Ben makes it past. Who got the DRS? They both look very close. I don't think either. Oh, DRS now enabled. So Ben will lead the way on lap 17. Star Tim picks up another 3 seconds. Ben leading Smoking Cheese, followed by championship leader Warman, the Aston Martin, followed by Sketchy in the Mercedes. And top 4, Alex UK, P5, but with the 3-second time up with Gold Samurai in P6. So currently sitting P5 is he. Can Ben make these medium tyres work? Timms retires on track and brings out a safety car. Was that retiring on track? Or was that terminal damage? Oh, terminal damage. Crashed his car. So, Ben stays out. No, Sketchy stays out. Ben is going to come in with some soft tyres, I believe. Alex UK is in for some softs. Pete Taplin's in for softs. Warman's in for softs. Thames in for softs. Samurai's in for softs. So, Sketchy has stayed out. Smoking Cheese has stayed out. Everyone else has come in and put soft tyres on, I believe. Warman's put mediums on. Alex UK's put mediums on. Pete stayed out. Samurai has put on an old set of hards. Pete has put on an old set of mediums. So, another safety car with 7 laps to go. Who is going to win this? You're going to have to fancy Ben now to... If we can make the softs last. If we can make the softs last, you've got to fancy his chances. Probably only going to have to do, right, it's going to be a maximum of 5 laps. Six laps even. It's probably going to be down to whether he can get past Sketchy without slowing Sketchy down, because otherwise Warman will be able to take advantage. So, did Arsenal boys... Let's just go back and double check that. Yeah, he did retire on track. Will we see the safety car come in now? Samurai is holding them up. Is he driving slowly to try and keep it? It's going to go round again. Get one more lap under the safety car as Tem dives into the pits. So you're going to go, no, he's got another fresh set of softs, so he's going to put the fresher set on. Obviously Tem not taking part in qualifying. Be able to get out and get back onto the back of the pack. So, who wins this race? I haven't even looked at the chat. We've got Sparky. Got Hinsey. The Welshman saying Arsenal's a wanker. Right. Here we go. So we're going to have 5 laps sprint to the finish here in Saudi Arabia. Who is going to get the race win? Will we see Smoke and Cheese get his first win since round 1? Will we see Sketchy get his first win of the season? Ben Arnold hasn't had a podium, I don't think, this season. This is an awful... And Cheese is gone. Is Ben... Cheese is gone. Ben has managed to get past Sketchy. And that was important. Sketchy's got to try and hold off Warman. He manages to do that. So Ben out on the rear of Cheese with those soft tyres. Don't make any silly moves yet. Cheese has got to try and outlast Ben's soft tyres here. And Ben's got so much grip. He's probably going to try and hang it round the outside. He manages to do it and takes the lead of this Grand Prix for the first time. Can he get away from Cheese now? Nicely through that section. Sketchy Crib will be hoping to stay on the back of Smoke and Cheese here. Ben sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:31.102. So he's on for the bonus point as well. And I imagine he'll be a strong contender for driver of the day here. And Sketchy hold off O'Warman and get the podium. Could it be a double podium here for the Mercedes team? And Cheese still holding on to the back of Ben. Maybe those soft tyres just struggling a little bit. Cheese really coming back at him now. He's gonna have a go at him, I think, down this DRS straight. He does have a go. But Ben is going to come straight back at him with the DRS open. And Cheese with a 1:35.24. A monster lap by Cheese. And he goes for the switchback. This is brilliant racing. And he gets the switchback done. So both fighting it out here. As we see a yellow flag in sector 3, there's no cars there. I don't know who the yellow flag's for. Oh, has that been there all the time? It has been there all the time. Right, Cheese opening up the gap to 7/10 now to Ben Arnold. This could be tight. Warman has managed to get past Sketchy, who is following him closely. Alex UK giving Sketchy problems as well. It's all actions. Gold Samurai, I believe, must have just gone into the wall. Let's have a quick look. I think he's just gone into the wall and totaled his car. Yes, he has. As Dan picks up a 3-second time penalty. Ben on the back of Smoking Cheese as we go towards the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. It was looking like Cheese was coasting to a win, but 2 late safety cars. Ben makes a couple of moves to attack just to see what Cheese would do, and he's going to maybe just follow him for this lap as Cheese locks up into turn 3, but manages to stay ahead. Warman just trying to hang on to the back of Ben here. He's managed to break free of Sketchy. Warman. Warman has taken Ben out. Ben's lost his front wing. Absolutely sickening. Ben's got to, if he can hold on to Alex, he's going to pick up P4. Sketchy is as Warman cuts the corner. As Dan picks up another time penalty. So Smoking Cheese is going to win this race. Is Sketchy going to pick up another P2? Ben has dropped right back. Now, is he going to fall out of that 3 seconds from Alex UK? We'll see at the end. In the meantime, as Ben picks up 3 seconds, that's his race over. It's going to be a P7 for him, most likely. As Sketchy comes round, Warman round the final turn. It's all going to be, it's a drag race. And Sketchy picks up P2 by 0.05 of a second. Wow. I'm sure we're going to see a ticket from Ben against Warman there towards the end. Surely. Surely an incident for the stewards to look at towards the end there. Sketchy will be picking up the cleanest driver point. Alex UK will pick up the drive of the day, Smoking Cheese, the fastest lap, as well as the race win. And there we have our results. Cheese, in the end, probably, well, it was well deserved. Disappointing for Newton. Sketchy Crib, a well-earned P2. Warman, P3. Ben Arnold will be disappointed in the end with a P6. He was on challenging for a race win. And there we have it. So thank you for joining us this week in DRL for Division 1. Join Pete and possibly Newton tomorrow for Division 2. Cool. Well, thanks for joining, and we'll see you there.